Now we have this group called Thought. So, loads of archive posts. This article is private due to privacy settings. Archives, they're only available from direct links, not the front page. Okay, so anything that says archived we can't get into, but entry 9 is available to read. Yeah, by Catharsis. We know that's one of her names. It's camps everywhere, eating up the Friesen Plaza. Is it just me, or is that more than a little bit, I don't know, ironic? I'm not going to read all this because, for one, it uses a lot of bad language, but carrying on. We were there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We have always been against violence, so that would suggest that Cassandra has an adverse and violent attitude towards violence, but there is a conflict with another data chunk we don't have yet. When founding this blog years ago, Abraham predicted pretty much this for all of the web. Nothing else on there, but this will probably link us to another article. There we go. I propose to consider the question, are our thoughts still free? There is a German folk song called The Thoughts Are Free. What? Okay, my game just randomly tabbed out. So, that sounds familiar, right? When I was young, long before I immigrated to the nation in 1993, I believed it to be universal truth, so Interested in by the way, stumbled upon your blog, gained yourself first follower. Why is my game tabbing out? Stop it. It's really frustrating. So, This is okay, spoiler, this is the same song that the paper was delivered to before the Freedom Plaza bombing. So suddenly we're like, Goldfels, and Goldfels was the person, where is it? Goldfels, co-member of Thought. And look, we can click on his name. But we have nothing on him. So, Catharsis. There we go. Nothing new, no new information on this, but now we know there. Ooh, Cassandra's updated her timeline. Finally, someone who had the grit and explosives to show how futile surveillance is. This is the conflict with the whole, we were there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We have always been against violence. So one of these is relevant and one of these is not. We have to assess Cassandra's attitude towards the assault or violence in general. So, for the assault, this particular one, justified for showing the futility of surveillance. There we go, that seems relevant. Seems we're looking at the right person. Looking at what you've extracted so far, we're dealing with a potentially dangerous personality. I will indicate that to law enforcement. Alright, what we found so far is all good and interesting, but I think we should be searching for something a little more concrete. We have to dig deeper. Oh, something's going on listener. A session with Juliet Carrington, who we know is one of her friends. Hey Cassie, hi Jules. Cassie, I just wanted to know your post on timelines about this assault. You really shouldn't write something like that. You're not going to preach to me about this stupid post, are you? No. I just wanted to check. I just wanted to know what's wrong, Cassie. It's nothing. Just between the two of us. I just had to let off steam, you know? Well, that's a bad way to do it. It's because of what happened, isn't it? Yeah, and lots of other shit today. This bombing stirred up all of the crap again. You know, what I did. So she did actually do it. What happened there wasn't your fault. So she did actually assault the police officer. Cassie, you hurt that officer to save me. And you succeeded. You mustn't forget about that. I smashed the freaking skull of a father of 2 children because I lost it. So do we want to see that she saved Juliet? Or, as she herself said, because she lost it. There we go. She openly admitted to it. Yes, she did. This is perfect. We can arrest her and open the investigation again. I actually didn't want to do that this time, but well, the intervention team is already on its way. We'll need to wait for confirmation. In Miss Watergate's case, it's not a problem to get her address with the help of local police due to her former record. Who knows what would happen if you hadn't stopped him, and this is why you really should remove the post. I feel like an asshole. I might be free, but not rightly so. I'm not innocent. Okay, so it's not a bad thing that we're arresting her. And then Cassie immediately comes back with, I thought about what you said, maybe you're right. I should take the post down. By which point, me as the investigator has already used it to basically get her arrested again, which is what it's about to happen. Wait a second, somebody's at the door, be right back. Okay, I'll wait. I have to say, Juliet doesn't actually wait that long. How is your boyfriend? You're still together. Yeah, you really can play judge. It's brutal. You haven't been talking about him all that much lately, not much as before. Hello. She just did say, be right back. So, are you still there? There we go. I'll inquire if all went well with arresting Miss Watergate. You did a good job in any case. Although we have no proof she's involved in the bombing, we might be able to question her. And with that admission of guilt, she'll probably serve some time. I just received confirmation that she's now in custody. I'm curious about this thought group though, whether they... Oh my god, take a look at the news. 2 dead after second explosion. Headlines. Explosion at Stelligan University campus kills 2 students. Half an hour ago an explosion occurred. That's horrible. I haven't read it yet. 2 dead, similar approach, same letter found, so the assaults are connected. And if that wasn't enough already, Miss Watergate was in custody at the time, so that's her out of the picture. At least for this attack. This complicates matters massively, so much for our simple test case. I need to speak to my superiors, see how we're to proceed given these extenuating circumstances. You did good today. You can log off and get some rest by clicking the button at the top right. I have a feeling the next few days are going to be trying. So now I'm free to read through things again or log out and carry on with episode 2. So, in short version, another bomb went off at the university. 2 students have died. The German folk song, The Thoughts Are Free, which is the one that Goldfels referenced on Thought, was there again. So, the good thing is at the end of a session, you can literally go through, anytime you see this, it means there's more information that you could apply to someone's profile. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to. There's a piece on her website apparently that I haven't even looked at. Apparently not. Okay, I am gonna go finish day 1. So here we go. If you get some kind of summary of the information that you learned and the profiles you updated. Gonna head straight into day 2, a place where there is no darkness. Welcome back. I hope you don't mind if we get started right away. We have tons of work ahead of us. I met with my superiors and they wish to continue with the test case. They believe in the capability of Orwell to handle this. Oh, and you, of course. Actually, I wonder if this is what working in the intelligence business is like. It might be. It's... Okay, you think it's terrifying now. It gets a shit ton worse. My superiors agree with me based on the information you've already extracted. The activist group known as Thought is worth investigating. It seems that this Goldfels is an important member of Thought, so we now have clearance to consider them as a target person. Now that Goldfels is a target person, there may be new data chunks available in documents you've already accessed. Yeah, go back and recheck things. So now we have this nice little web forming, so we have Cassandra, Joseph, Harrison, Juliet, and Cassandra's parents, and Goldfels. So, again, anything with a red star means there's new information. Are thoughts still free? So we immediately have a picture for Goldfels. There we go. There is a German folk song called The Thoughts Are Free. The fact that he mentions it, relevant. The letter, we're right it seems. There we go. Long before I immigrated to the nation in 1993, so that's relevant because it means he's not a nation native, and also means there might be more information in it. That is why I created this blog. So he created Thought. That seems relevant. The Thought's an activist group with the same name as the blog. If Goldfels is the one who created the blog, perhaps he founded or was even the leader of the activist group. Interesting name, by the way. Blah 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 blah. Nothing new on that. Okay. More headlines. Oh, a new arrest record for Cassie. User Goldfels. Nothing new. It was just a portrait picture. Let's go back to entry 8. I know there's a listener conversation going on. After 1.5 years recruiting 2 of my students, arranging 3 demonstrations like the one held at Freedom Plaza. So now we know more about Thought. More interesting might be the 2 students seem to be involved. We let ourselves be consumed by anger and hatred towards those we thought to do wrong. I see now my high aims may well be the cause for all the events of the past months. More than anyone else of Thought, I feel responsible. Feels responsible for the troubled past, hinted at troubled past of Thought. And this one reacts with hatred and anger about troubled past of Thought. So this is, he seems responsible. And then this one is, okay, I'm not too sure which of those. I will halt my active engagement in this group, especially my students from Stelligan. One related document. Stelligan, yes, the same Stelligan where a bomb just exploded. You know what I think about coincidences, I won't repeat it. So far, the evidence suggests that Goldfels was a prominent lecturer at Stelligan and some of his students became involved in Thought. Did he recruit them from his cause? We need to identify the students and see who else is involved with the group. Let's just upload the fact that he hasn't got any active engagement with them anymore. What? Please reconsider. Guy hurt there was only a goddamn cop. Ah, yes. Lovely. So let's have a look at these headlines. Connection between Bonton bombings evident. Attacks against Stelligan University in Bonton and Freedom Plaza are connected, experts conclude. Basically they're saying that it was the same type of bomb and things like this. Cassandra Watergate, assault on police officer, recons means reconsidered. Yeah. Suspect was arrested in her flat. She willingly opened the door and cooperated with the investigating officer after having the warrant announced and her rights read to her. So basically they just picked her back up again. Ay, too much stuff. Let's go to Stelligan University. Knowledge, science, wisdom, at some times all remain silent. Bomb assault on Stelligan campus closed down until further notice. An explosive device went off at Stelligan campus, killing a student as well as a lecturer. So that several other individuals have been severely injured. Unspeakable tragedy. Best public dining hall, free university canteen. Nice. So, courses. Hello. That's a name we know. This course is currently unavailable due to Representative Professor A. Goldfels having retired. Notable alumni as well. Professor Goldfels, Abraham Goldfels. Now we have a first name for him. Accepted the offered professorship in the field of media ethics at Stelligan, from which he sadly retired in fall 2016. Okay, did you notice the bombing location seemed to be closely connected to Thought members? There could be a pattern. Thought has held 3 demonstrations, yet there have only been 2 bombings, which might imply... ... There we go. It's definitely a shot in the dark, but we absolutely need to do everything we can to prevent an attack. Take a close look at the past of each member, find the locations, So we can update his profile, but this one actually looks better. Previously, he was a journalist at Der Reporter. Doesn't really seem too relevant. He was also chairman of the Global Media Ethics Congress. Die Gedanken sind frei, the thoughts are free, a modern time declaration of independence towards mass surveillance. Well, that seems irrelevant. Well, what do you say to that? He literally wrote the book. Dun dun dun. Cool. So, headlines. First suspect in connection with assaults arrested. That's going to be about Cassie being arrested. Yeah, it is. Hang on, you're saying there's more? Timelines and Rosen. The Davenport siblings, owners of the biggest social network Timelines, announced major cooperation with software giant Rosen Technologies. That is vaguely relevant for later on. Here we go. Chat session with Joseph Langley. Hey you, I'm sorry about last night. I really should have come over. It's just that this client is massively influential and could bring a whole lot of exposure to the office. I've been trying to get a meeting for months and it went rather well, so here's hoping. God, I'm such a stupid old man who just talks about his job too much. I'm sorry, it's just such a big part of my life. Hello? Remember that Cassie is currently in custody, so she is not going to reply. Your German senses are tingling. Yeah, that's right. That's well they should. You're just going to hear me massacring a ton of German now. Sorry, Marcus. So there we go. Now we can go back to this. So, home. Da 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 da. Notable alumni. Let's have a look. Orlando Bufford. Grocery trading companies. Oh look, that's a name we know. Catherine Delacroix. Ever since her early study years as a student of criminal law, Catherine Delacroix has been a member of the party. In 2009, when the party had been elected as government, Delacroix was named the newly created Ministry of Security. Joseph Langley opened his own law office after his graduation from Stelligan. Joanna McElroy. Yeah, okay, so. ISUCAL. The internal Stelligan University class attendee system. Pick a class by completing the 3-step wizard below. So, I left Stelligan University in fall 2016, so we need the summer semester before that, I guess, and it was media, wasn't it? Professor Abraham Goldfels. Showing 27 attendees of his classes. Dum da dum da dum da dum. We are now just looking for. Hello, Juliet Carrington, sorry. We know about her. And we know that she's been talking to Cassie. We've seen this name before, haven't we? She was a friend of Miss Watergate's. Now it appears she's also a student of Abraham Goldfels. I think that's enough to warrant a report. Give me a few minutes. We have authorization to investigate Miss Carrington. Excellent. So we now have Juliet Carrington as a person we can look at. Scott McLeod. Are there any other people? Oh look! We already know about Harrison O'Donnell too. He was a guest, not a student. We've seen that name connected to Miss Watergate. I'll report that right away. We've been authorised to consider Harrison O'Donnell a target person. Now there's some more work for you. Ay. Harrison and Juliet. Those must be Abraham Goldfeld's students within Thought. Well done. Cool. Any more? No. So, the first thing we get access to is their timelines page. So, Juliet Kerrigan, have yourself a photo. And, apparently, an occupation. This is where I said Rosen Technologies is relevant. Because of good old Juliet. February 1992. Place of residence, Farview. Just because we haven't got an address for anyone else yet, so why not? None of that seems relevant. Her and Cassie. There we go. Reported death last night. I definitely need someone to come along here. Julesy, I got something to you. Cupcakes. Man, I want cupcakes now. You know I'm not so keen on going out late night. Torture and cruelty by my friends. Like this. See, this is how weird some of the information use can be, because this if you look at Cassandra's, it says Cassandra Watergate, Juliet Carrington friend, engaged in torture. It's not actual torture, it's a method of speech. It's a figure of speech, torture and cruelty, by feeding her cupcakes. That's not actual torture, but Orwell doesn't know the difference. It sees the word torture and goes, torture is torture. This is why you need the human element, aka the investigator, or me, to filter it and go, that's not relevant to be uploaded. Which is where this game is great. Esther Carrington, happy birthday, honey, so good to have you back. Blah blah blah. To mark the occasion, we decided to update your profile on our family page. Duh. Nobody took notice. Nobody cares. Only 1 week left to enter my thesis at Abraham's course, and it's goodbye, Stelligan. Didn't anymore. Even though Cassandra and I just got to know each other at the protest at Freedom Plaza, that could be relevant. That's how they know each other. We've already read that, so we don't need to. How come you care so much about politics now? Might be relevant. We can always come back to it. So let's have a look at this. Duh, Jonathan and Esther Carrington. 1985. Okay, for one thing, I'm showing you this just because of the naming convention of the children. First daughter, and so they have 4 daughters. April. Born in April. No surprise. She's a headmistress at Farview Elementary. And then they have May. Born in November, but you know, when you have a daughter called April, you're going to name the next one May, right? CEO and founder of My Cloth Limited. Favourite book or movie, Devil's Wear Prada. June, because, you know, she's born in December, but, you know, April, May, June, they're going to do it. She's a chief engineer, so they're a very intelligent family. And there is good old Juliet. Because June, July, Juliet is the closest you can get. So we can update her birthday with the date, February 14th. It's not particularly relevant. Her favourite book or movie, her pastimes, favourite colours and stuff. Her parents, learned to play the guitar. She decided to end her band career. Studies immediate economy at Stelligan. Well, we already kind of know that because we know she was on Goldfels' course, so... meh. The Devil Wears Prada is actually one of my dad's favourite films. Work that one out. So, hello, Harrison O'Donnell. You are the other person. I'm going to update your profile picture. Because now we have one. Media punk, I don't think is a valid occupation, so we're not going to upload that. This post has been deleted by the user. This post has been deleted by the user. Everything alright with you? Good riddance. I feel sorry for the girl. It's clear she's been attacked and panicked. Now they just have her ass for this. We didn't start the fire. So he also posted about the bombings by the looks of it, so that's vaguely relevant. Do we have something to hide then, Mr. O'Donnell? Ah, that's Juliet. But her parents' page has said she quit her band career when she became single. So this is past news. So this is no longer relevant. Dun dun dun. Easily jealous. Yeah, we don't really need to know that. Cool. Rosen Technologies. Oh, I need to move again. Oh, my knee is not happy today. Message from the founder. Blah, 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 blah. Hello, technology person. Victor Rosen. The 10 Commandments. Any vision is valuable. Software can solve any problem. Blah, 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 blah. Get in touch. Following the 6th commandment. Our vision shaping team is ready anytime. Rami French. Are you from the press? Our PR team will gladly answer all of your questions. Please talk to Maria Harper, head of PR. Or look, Juliet Carrington. Let's get back to her page. PR assistant. We can update her portrait, but I actually like this one a whole lot more. But it does give us her phone number, or her work phone number at least. So now we have a contact number. The listener will also track incoming and outgoing telephone calls of numbers you've added. Speaking of, it's almost like this is what the game wants you to do. Welcome to Rosentech. This is PR assistant Juliet Carrington speaking. How may I be of Hello, Juliet Carrington. This is Esther. You sound so official at work. Hi, Mom. Is this important? You know I can't take personal calls while I'm at work. I just wanted to check in, make sure you're at home for dinner tonight. Oh, so she lives at home. Actually, I'm heading out with some friends from work. Time for some bonds and clubbing. Honey, please don't. On the news, they said it'd be advisable to avoid public places. They expect another bombing. I get that you're worried, but I can't just sit at home with you every night of the week. That's exactly what those terrorists want us to do, avoid public life. We can't give up our freedom like that. Honey, please, you won't have much freedom left if you're dead. Mom, I won't die. How can you be so sure about that? I could just as easily be hit by a car on my way home to your lovely dinner. Don't say that. Just think, this ridiculous group has gotten you into nothing but trouble. What were they called? Alright, yeesh. I'm gonna think about it, okay? Thank you, honey. Mom, I'm sorry, but I really have to go now if I don't want Victor Rosen to personally fire me. We know Victor Rosen's her boss. It's fine. I'm sorry, love you, bye. Okay, cool. So, this is when you get to a point in the game where you go, I've listened to everything, and I've read everything. That was just a phone call ending. So this means, what have I got left to do? Find out where the 3 protests of thought took place. Okay, so we know where 2 of them took place. There was one at Freedom Plaza, there was one at Stelligan University. So where was the 3rd one? Not going to get any more information from that. We can go back to this. All of these are archived, so you can't read them. He doesn't link to any of them, I don't think. No, okay. Thought must change direction. Yeah, that's the one I just looked at. Do we know anything else about Goldfels that we need? No, that's not going to tell us anything about that. Juliet's timeline. I'm not so keen on going out. I'm not so keen on going out late night, but she just said she's going clubbing. That's a conflict. Huh, I never realised that the first time round. Interesting. But that still doesn't tell us where the other one took place. Does Harrison's timeline tell us? From July. No, that doesn't look relevant. Interesting. Freedom is unfree. Anything else on here that's useful? No. I actually can't remember what I had to do to progress, or how I managed to find out. So it's got to be something in this phone call. Let's do the conflict. Why not? And then she says, "Oh no," she said it on. Was it her timeline or Cassie's timeline? You know I'm not keen on going out. So she's not keen on going out. It's Friday, Miss Carrington has plans to go out tonight in Bonton. That information would normally be innocuous, but we know that she actively dislikes going out. There we go, the conflict was what we needed. People are truly creatures of habit. Maybe she really does want to go out, but this seems a little odd. What is she really doing? This is a good question. Still doesn't help us figure out where the 3rd protest took place. Any more information on here apart from the rubbish information of Juliet? No, nothing useful. Where else? Where else would there be useful information? There's literally nothing in any of these apart from the phone call back home. Are you home for dinner tonight? So she lives with her parents. We'll put that in. It's not particularly relevant, but... Now to find her parents' address. Well, we know where we can find her parents' address. Because they have a website. Malloy Court. There we go. This is right around the corner from where I live. Okay, for reasons that become obvious later. That's important. April McIntyre Carrington. Okay, we don't need to know any more of that. We still need to find out. Get in touch. Dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum. We're not going to use her new photo. So that'll stop that showing. We're not going to use the fact that he's a media punk because that's not a very useful piece of information. We know that he used to be in a relationship with Juliet. Let's do this. Why not? Ah, hello, that gave us something new.